The Lakers have decided to change the game. The front office has stopped making desperate trades to focus on something massive, transforming this team into a physical powerhouse alongside Luka Doncic. With $55 million in cap space, the target is Mitchell Robinson, the center who can lock down our paint and bring respect back to our defense.
What's up, Lakers Nation? Take a deep breath, because what's happening behind the scenes at Crypto.com Arena isn't just a roster change, it's a change of soul. The question no one can ignore, echoing from Santa Monica to downtown LA, is simple. Has Rob Pelinka finally woken up to reality, or are we just stepping into a new kind of illusion? The trade deadline passed, and to the surprise of many, the silence was deafening. But don't be fooled, that silence wasn't neglect, it was strategy. In a market where desperation sets the rules, the Lakers chose to do something radical. Nothing. And in today's NBA, standing still might be the most aggressive move of all. By bringing in Luke Kennard only as an expiring contract and refusing to take on long-term financial commitments, the front office cleared the deck. We're looking at an aggressive projection of $55 million in cap space for the summer. That's not just breathing room, that's a war chest. I know, I feel your frustration. It's painful watching this team get dominated in the paint, suffering on the boards, and lacking rim protection night after night. But the target has shifted. The era of putting Band-Aids on open wounds is over. The plan now is to build a physical, dominant, and sustainable ecosystem around none other than Luka Doncic. The front office identified a fatal flaw in our roster construction. We got soft in the middle of the floor. We lost that intimidating presence that delivered the 2020 title. The news lighting up the backstage conversations today is that the focus isn't on chasing another ball-dominant superstar to clash with Luka. The Lakers want a bodyguard, an elite rim protector, and the name at the top of the list is Mitchell Robinson. Currently finishing his contract with the Knicks, Robinson represents exactly the DNA that got lost in the hallways of Los Angeles. We're talking about a 27-year-old entering his physical prime who doesn't. Now let's talk business that we simply don't have right now. Age and profile. Unlike past signings of veterans at the end of their careers, Robinson is in his prime. He brings young legs to a defense that often looks heavy. The spacing effect. With him constantly threatening the rim, defenders can't simply double Luka or collapse on Austin Reeves on the perimeter. Lob City could get a purple and gold version. Not everything is perfect, and we need to be honest here. Robinson, like other mentioned targets such as Robert Williams III, has a medical history that would make any physical therapist nervous. The big question hovering over Pelinka's head is it worth betting the future of the franchise on a player whose greatest strength is defense, but whose biggest weakness is availability? It's high-voltage poker. If he's on the floor, the Lakers instantly become a top-5 defense. If he's stuck in the training room, today's savings will be seen as the biggest failure of the current management. The strategy goes far beyond a single center. With $55 million, the Lakers have the chance to surround their new star with the most modern elements in the NBA. Defensive versatility. Names like Keon Ellis or Peyton Watson are on the radar to build a young, aggressive defensive wing core. The end of experiments. No more small lineups getting crushed on the glass. The Lakers want to go back to being the biggest, strongest, most physical team in the league. Audition mode. The rest of this season will serve as a survival test. Whoever doesn't prove they can play in this new defensive system probably won't be here next semester. We're at a historic crossroads. The front office asked for patience, something in short supply in Hollywood. They promised that today's sacrifice will be rewarded with a roster built to intimidate. If they land a healthy Robinson and fill the wings with high-energy defenders, the Lakers are back at the top. If they fail to execute this blank page plan, the price will be total discontent from a fan base that's tired of promises about the future. Now I want to hear from you, the true generals of Lakers Nation. Is Mitchell Robinson the missing pillar for our return to glory, or is his injury history too big of a red flag to ignore? Would you rather spend that $55 million on a single defensive anchor or spread it across 3 or 4 solid rotation players? And most importantly, do you still trust the front office to execute this blank page plan? Drop your opinion in the comments. Let's turn this into a high-level debate. If you enjoyed this deep analysis, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We'll follow every detail of this rebuild. See you next time.